MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good Friday morning, Scotty Ray and Candace, as we go into the weekend.
It's the weekend, finally. I think we're going to have a wet weekend, though, right?
We'll have a wet Friday for sure. And we'll show you here in just a minute of the flash flooding that is expected this afternoon. So if you don't have an umbrella, you're planning to go to town, go grab you one now and stick it in the door. Because that is, people forget that so easy.
Like me, yeah.
I'm not sure I really own one.
Well, I don't even have one today. I forgot it because I ran out the door so fast. I was trying to find some documents at the last minute that I needed today to get my son logged on so we could do this Zoom call with the teacher. And I cannot find them anywhere.
All I want to say is organization.
I know. Well, I had them last night. It's like they
I
just
say that
disappeared.
jokingly, but I have those mystery papers that just up and go.
Well, I mean, if I hadn't had them, like sitting there trying to, last night, if I hadn't touched them in a week or something, but anyway, can't find them.
It's like setting your phone down and wandering off and going, where did I put my, and you have to get somebody to call it to find it.
Yeah, we do that all the time.
We are bad about our, at least I am. I don't know if everybody else is the same as me or not.
I am. I forget where mine is all the time.
So weekend is coming. And again, let me tell you this, it's going to be hot. And that's putting in mind, like, we'll also look at that in a moment. We carried Tate Reeves' address to Mississippi yesterday afternoon. And I still got a few of the notes that that Tate said there. Did you see the clip that I posted of him trying to be read?
I did see the clip. He got a little feisty up in the clip. Yeah.
Tate having some backbone.
He did.
Y'all believe that?
Yeah, I wish he'd have had it the whole time,
Yeah, on a lot of issues.
Like, about, a lot of things.
Yeah, tater bug. But he got riled up yesterday and he said a curse word.
He did.
Out of his, and
I like to fell out, Scotty, right?
Yeah, I was sitting there looking at that. Clearly, there you go. But he said that of deaths in hospital, they went over numbers yesterday. 89% of people in the hospital are not vaccinated that are in ICUs that are sick from this. And he said 87% of deaths that are happening in the state of Mississippi have not been vaccinated. So somebody goes, wait a minute, at least 13%, who are they and why are they dying? He goes, we did have the death of the child, and we did, the eighth grade student. But he goes, that's such a rarity. Most of everybody that is passing away from this is 78 years old or older, and it's underlying health conditions that, and if you have a lot of problems and you get sick, it doesn't matter what disease it is, it gets you.
Yeah.
And they're contributing it to that of the numbers of the people that die from that. It's bad. If you get a chance, I posted a few moments ago from Anderson's Hospital, the doctor that talks about everybody in the hospital here in Meridian that is sick. She goes into it, describes it. Take a look at that. I think it's 7 to 8 minutes long. Listen to it. See what she's got to say. He did say, yes, there are side effects from taking the vaccine, but overall they're mild. And that's how he addressed it. He didn't go real deep into it. He just said that they are mild. Let's see, as they go down, 71,000 people last week took the vaccination. This week so far, 40,000 Mississippians have taken the shot. Boy, nobody could read this but me, could they? My notes. My notes are atrocious. Let's see. 40% of all Mississippians have taken at least one dose. And this number here is relatively low. 37% are fully vaccinated. You take that as the how many people there are. That's not a lot. Right. Let's see here what else he had to say. Oh, yeah. He says, this isn't political. I've made that little note on that.
Oh, yeah. He don't give it.
Now, this is interesting, and I had never thought about it. He said, you keep hearing that Mississippi does not have any beds left in the ICU. He goes, well, let's back up and look at this. He goes, we've been running our hospitals wrong in the state of Mississippi. He said, before the pandemic, we didn't have many beds to begin with in the IC units to start off with. He goes, we need to change that.
Yeah.
And
because you don't ever know when something like this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And you've got to be prepared in some kind of way.
And I wish they could also throw in there, let's expand emergency rooms. Have you ever been to an emergency room on the weekend and how long?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the hospital. They just don't have enough to handle it.
Yeah.
Because you sit there for hours, and by the time you go, I really ain't that sick. I'm just going to go on back to the house.
Well, I know, like, even when my stepdad went up to the hospital, they were so overwhelmed, I think, with so many patients that he's up there at 70-something% oxygen, couldn't breathe. He didn't know what the percentage was at the time. He just knew he couldn't breathe good, and was up there for a long time before they got to him. But, that's just, it's not their fault. I mean, it's not. It's just what they have to work with, and they don't have, probably enough people to help. So.
Now, another note that he said, we're getting these 2 hospitals brought into the state of Mississippi, the emergency. What that brings is 680 more beds to the state, with 212 new ICU beds within these tent cities.
Okay.
So that is helpful.
It is. Anything's helpful, yeah.
And then there was this standoff with the reporter. Did you catch that? About why are you so hardcore on keeping these children in a school when they ought to be at home? And he goes, whoa, 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 whoa. And there is so many things you can say about that.
Yeah.
There are children that don't adapt well if they don't have a teacher. There are parents, and we all know this, that don't encourage their children to study.
Yeah.
And if they have to work from home, they're not going to make them get on the Zoom. They're not going to make them do their work, and they get left behind. They struggle.
Well, and two, not all of these students, like most of the parents have to work.
Yes.
And they have to work regardless if they have school stuff. So the kids are a lot of times left at home to do it on their own. Or either they try to do it later on in the day.
Maybe there's an older child that can help with the younger children, but
do we know how older kids, what they're going to be doing? They're going to be doing this all day. They're not going to be. It's
not Little House on the Prairie anymore.
Right.
And then, then there's that other issue that if the kids, and this is serious, and so many of us, because our lives are not that way, don't pay it any attention. But there are so many children that wouldn't get a meal.
Yeah, and they do. They are and that's right. But they are providing. Even this week, I think they're providing meals to be picked up if you want meals.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about stuff like that this year. And I don't know if it's from some kind of funding that they got, but like all of the kids are I know at our school, it's free lunch and free breakfast for till June is what
That's
I understand.
Wonderful.
And I mean, that is such a big help right there. Cause I mean, that adds up. Every little dollar adds up when you're trying to raise children and run a household and work and everything. And with prices rising on everything else that you're having to pay. So, I mean, everything helps and we do appreciate it,
Now, they're saying that people in the hospitals, now, is it Dr. Dobbs that's kind of ahead of this in the state of Mississippi?
Is it Lou Dobbs? No. Lou Dobbs. No, Lou Dobbs is a famous guy.
Financial advisor.
We're going to call Lou Dobbs and see if he can tell us how to handle this health situation.
And Lou got fired.
What's his name?
It's Dr. Dobbs is all I've got.
I'm sorry.
I don't remember his first name. That was funny, Candace. Oh, Lou.
Yeah, Lou Dobbs, we're going to call you. But
what they're saying on this, and I just judge this off of people that I hear getting sick.
Yeah.
They're saying that the majority of people that are in a hospital now are between the ages of 30 and 50.
There's 20-year-olds, 20-something-year-olds in the hospital. So, yeah, I mean, it's like...
Now, you may not agree with everything that I've just rambled off, and that's okay.
Right.
But we want you to get well. We want everybody to be as safe as they absolutely can. Talk to your doctor. And, up until last 2 years ago, I didn't even have a doctor. Why would I go to a doctor? I don't feel bad. Men are really bad about it. And I'm like head of the class.
Yeah.
Never went to one, don't want to see one. If I've got a cold, I'm going to man up, cowboy up, and just keep going.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that do this. You go to work, whether you feel good or bad, because you got to provide for your family.
Right.
You're there.
Now, this is a different situation.
Yeah.
Though. I mean, this stuff can really bring you down.
You get sick, you may not come back.
Yeah.
So just talk to somebody that knows more. And I think we're going to have Anderson's Hospital come in next week. Talk with us. I briefly spoke with him yesterday. They've agreed. Dr. John Anderson's going to come out.
Okay.
And
that's good.
And he'll take your questions too. He'll sit in the guest chair over there, and he'll be able to read your comments. And we hope that you'll ask some good questions because they're, some things I don't even know to ask.
My stepdad is still in the hospital.
How long has it been?
It's been, today is 3 weeks that he's been there. But now I think they moved him to a swing bed. They did move him to a swing bed. I was just thinking, that's what they were calling it, I think.
Now,
But
is that like a sign of things are getting better when you go to
I think he
that?
is getting better. I mean, I feel like he is. I got to see him yesterday for the first time since he's been up there. We've been just calling around the clock and stuff, and because he was up on a floor that was nothing but COVID patients. So we were concerned about, going up there, but I called like several times a day, and we were speaking to him on the phone, and he was saying that he didn't want us up there anyway around that. But I did go see him yesterday. He did seem better. He's actually they're trying to wean him down off the oxygen because you can't do that like really fast, especially when they've been on it for so long. But I appreciate all the doctors and the nurses and everybody up there at Rush Hospital, because that's where he's been, and
Right.
it's great. And Anderson's too. I mean, we appreciate y'all too.
The lady from Anderson's, and she kind of addressed what you're talking about there. If you're around somebody that's got it, if you've got a family member, she goes, take precautions on that. Wear protective, wash your hands, wear a mask around somebody that's sick.
Yeah.
And just prepare. And Tate went into that yesterday also. He goes, if you don't want to take the shot, he goes, it is your right as a Mississippian. But he goes, if you decide to do that, he goes, you've got to more or less man up and do your part. And he said, by not taking the shot, he said, do not go to big crowds. He said, do your part, stay away from large crowds, wear a mask. And he goes, always wash your hands. And he goes, if you decide to do that, just back away and handle it that way if you don't want to do it. But if you're vaccinated, you can take part of what's going on. So,
and y'all, things that might not seem as obvious to you that you need to take precaution on, like gas pumps. I mean,
yes, you
either get a glove. I get a glove or some kind of paper towel or something, and I always that's what I've been doing. But I still sanitize my hands because I don't know,
and if you're going into a place that doesn't have the automatic doors, that door handle and buggies.
At the bank, the little canister thing in the drive-thru that shoots up thing, when I pull it out and put my stuff in there and put it back in, I sanitize my hands. When I have to get it and get my receipt out, I sanitize I mean, it's constant. You got to do that because everybody touches that all day long.
I just need to roam around behind you with a video camera, dear. There ain't no telling what this girl does for protection. So that's a few thoughts this morning on what we've learned, where we're going after we watched the governor yesterday. Right. It is without a doubt a crisis in our state and many others with this. We're seeing it faster than anybody else. Why? I can't tell you why it came to Mississippi first.
Yeah.
But it's amongst us. We'll just say that. As we turn our thoughts to our friend out at Chet's Paint and Body. Now, there's not many people that I go, okay, I put my word on this, but Chet is one of these guys that does absolute great work, guarantees what he does. If you want your vehicle taken care of, as we've looked at these pictures before here, what we got here, this is a truck that has some dings down the side of it. They're repainting it. They fixed all of that, getting ready to go in the paint booth. A truck that's been damaged by a door slammed into the side of it. That will happen. You back up, you leave your door open. Next thing you know, you got an issue. Maybe you bump into your own cars and you have to call the insurance company on your own self. Yeah, that's happened. Maybe you're backed into, or you run into somebody else. You can let your foot slip off that brake. If you've got a truck that's got these new beds that are aluminum, a lot of places just don't know how and what to do with them. They do at Chet's. They'll put that thing back just like it was. It's a truck. Yeah. Sorry about that.
They put that thing back just like it was.
As we look at a truck that's been damaged on the front from a rear bump, here's the paint booth where they do all their business there and put it back the way it was, as good, if not better, than the factory. That's Chet's Paint and Body. They'll handle all of your paperwork for you. They'll handle it there, process it for you, help you out with your rental car. Doesn't cost a thing to drop in that office and let them give you a quote on what's going to happen. It'll look great, and he can show you pictures while you're there also.
Right, and super friendly, super dependable.
Right. So. See him today, Chet's Paint and Body.
I was returning from a visit with my family when my car was completely destroyed by a truck that ran a red light. I was unable to work, and I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
I'm Janet from Jackson, Mississippi, and it took one call, that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. He got me $377,250.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
We're going to go over weather in just a second, but this is just always one of the best things to have. The Precast Group in Meridian. If you've heard about storm shelters and don't know a whole lot about them, talk to them today by calling 482-0003 and let them tell you about these storm shelters that are available. Very affordable. It's not going to scare you. It's not one of these you go, oh my gosh, I couldn't afford that ever. It's not that way. You can design these out, have it put in your home as you're building, or add it if you've already got an existing home, where most people do.
A lot of people have put these right here that you're looking at now in their garage.
Yeah, nice. You can have these built to how many seats you want inside. 20,000 pounds is what that bad boy weighs, with a steel door you've seen how in homes how 2x4s have just been like a spear. It won't puncture these doors. They're tested. You can also have them set in the ground. The precast group can show you these, see which one's right for you and the way you want to have it at your home. In the hillside, however, they'll do that for you. That's many, many ways you can do it. The precast group, Meridian, talk to them at 482-333. They'll help you there. Now, as I mentioned weather, let's just spend just a moment on that so everybody will know what's going on with weather today. Let's jump out and talk about the heat for what we've got today. This is flash flooding. I said that wrong. Flash flooding is where we'll start. We'll look at the Meridian area here. All of Lauderdale County, we've got Clark. As we move over into Jasper County, Philadelphia, Kemper, Louisville, all the way up to Columbus, is the possibility of flash flooding. This will happen from noon until 8 p.m. this afternoon. So make sure you got your umbrella before you walk out the door. If you've got to do something that doesn't need to get wet, time that out. Heat will roll in tomorrow. We're looking at 97, 98 in Meridian. The further west and south you go of Meridian, we're looking at 105 plus tomorrow. Look at that. As you get into the Mississippi Delta and Vicksburg, up to 110. Goodness. So warm, warm, warm. Now, as we look at Sunday through Tuesday, it gets even warmer, believe that or not. And I do expect this to be changed here by the time we get to Monday or Tuesday. The rest of the state's just going to creep on in, and we're going to have that about 110 degrees when it comes to that heat index. Now, we've got a lot going on with these storms that are out there, the tropical storms that are going to turn into Category 1s today. We've got Grace that is headed to Mexico, and now this is what we've got getting ready to come to the United States. As you get into New Jersey, Connecticut, Maine, these areas here today. Look at that. Matter of fact, let's flip over and look at radar just so everybody knows. It's easier to see on my radar than it is on that little thing from the National Weather Service. As we come up, let's pull this in here, and so you can see here. This is Rhode Island is where it's headed. It will be a Category 1 when it gets ready to come ashore. And this is going to be Sunday around 1 in the afternoon. So 1 to 3 p.m., be ready, Rhode Island, as it comes in. Look at that. And still, as it goes inland, it's going to have winds of 58 miles an hour, 68 mile an hour gust. So a Category 1 is headed for the northeastern coast of the United States. Now, we do have one more that's building. This has a 20% chance. It's out there off the coast of Africa. Hadn't done anything. We'll watch that, make sure, and hopefully it does not go toward the Gulf.
Yeah.
That's a lot to say about weather, isn't it?
It is. That's a long weather report.
We're into the 70s right now as we head for a high of about 90.
I'm so ready for 70s, like all day long 70s. Wouldn't that be nice? I can't even talk this morning. I'm tired this morning. But yeah, I am. I'm ready for fall. Crisp, cool fall air.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
It's a long way off, I think, but...
Make you almost feel like you're up in the mountains of Tennessee, that kind of weather there when it's that cool 70-degree weather when you I love that.
I do too. I love to sit outside and drink my coffee when it's around like that in the mornings. So.
Watch somebody else mow the grass. Man, that really just makes that scene so much better.
But see, I love to mow the grass as long as I'm, riding on a lawnmower.
You ain't into that?
I have done the push more stuff. I ain't a fan of that.
Push more stuff is not fun at all.
No, it is not.
I have never liked it.
My grandparents, I know I went over there and cut their grass one time in the backyard, and they had one of those little, I don't even know what you call it, lawnmowers, with the handle that spins and cut the grass.
That was the old way.
Yeah. Goodness.
Now, I also wanted to bring this up on a local level so everybody's aware of this, because this is going to start Monday as we pull this up. Safety First Lauderdale County Schools, for roughly a 3-week period from August the 23rd through the September 10th, will require face mask as your kids head off to school.
I've been sending one with my son, and I would tell him to wear it, at least wear it up and down the hallways. If you go to the restroom, wear it.
Right.
But I guess they'll have to wear them all day. I don't know.
That's what it sounded like. So. I know when you get into Winston County, I think they have already been requiring. I don't have that in writing in front of me, but I think that has.
Because I'm gonna tell you, yesterday, it just it makes me feel bad. Like, and I've said that 100 times, but I'm not the only one. A lot of people feel that way. You know,
Yeah.
can't breathe good. So.
Now, another thing that I wanted to address, this was horrifying last night. A Jackson police officer was assaulted, ambushed, I think is the word. His patrol car was shot more than 30 times. They have a search out for the man who has done this. And let's pull this up and we'll just show.
Made national news.
Yeah, here it is. Here's the picture of what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi. Nathan D. Garner is the suspect in the shooting from last night. He was, the last I heard, the officer was still okay at the hospital, but I mean, you imagine you're going to get some vitals shot that many times. That's just bad.
Right. So are they still looking for him? Or
To my knowledge, as of 7 o'clock, he had not been found. Now, something could have changed. I missed it in the last hour. I had a lot going on before we went on. But officers are looking for him. If you know whereabouts, you know somebody from the Jackson, Mississippi area, could be here. You never know.
Right.
We have to give kudos to the Meridian Police Department. An arrest has been made in a murder. Do you remember the killing that took place at the Marathon gas station there at College Park? They've arrested somebody for that murder. A Robert Moore, a suspect in it, has been arrested. Again, you're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but he has been arrested for that.
And I did see where they put $1 million bond for him.
That's
right?
good.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's with the new judge who raised that up. I'm glad they done that. A few other things that are going on. Newton County, Newton, Mississippi, the city limits of it. If you go into a store starting today in the city limits of Newton, Mississippi, you got to have a mask. They have implemented their own, although the state of Mississippi does not have one. And a lot of people are not going to be happy over that. But Newton, you know how it is when you go into, and you've seen these on a national level where people throw some fits.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess they can keep you from coming in.
Yeah, it's because it's privately owned.
If it's a privately owned business, they can keep you from.
And then you also,
it kind of makes you wonder, like, what exactly is the governor's?
Well, as a
what
private,
is that good for? I guess.
Well, it's not a state mandate, meaning that they can force businesses and all federal state buildings to do that. Okay. Like I want to say, Meridian has implemented it on city buildings, but not private run businesses. Right. You remember the people that jumped on you when you went in Lowe's as soon as you walked in. You'd forget, and they were all over you. They can't do that right now because it's not. Now you can choose as your own business to do it if you want to.
Yeah.
Just use some common sense on it. Also, Roger Wicker, a U.S. senator from the state of Mississippi, was diagnosed with it yesterday afternoon.
Really?
And I think he's been vaccinated. So he's a sick man. We don't know where that's headed.
We know that it, I don't know. I have an issue with people like just bashing people,
Yeah, you shouldn't.
About not, this is spreading because all these unvaccinated people. And I don't believe that to be like the spread of it. I don't believe that to be true. And because the people that are vaccinated are getting it. And they can also transmit it. So,
well, that's a question that we'll ask the doctor next week.
Right. That's what I would love to know. I would love to
know the answer. I've heard this. I've heard that.
Right.
The main thing with the vax is that it helps you. It's not saying that you're not going to get it anymore.
It's supposed to help you not get as sick.
Yeah.
And maybe keep you out of the hospital and maybe save your life. I think.
Yeah. So fingers crossed on that. That's what we're looking at there. Let me see here. Yesterday morning, downtown Meridian without power. Did y'all see all that?
Well, I did see the little mishap. Well, it wasn't little mishap. It was big mishap.
Power poles started snapping. They were removing that building that had collapsed partly, and it fell on a power line, and it dominoed effect. So
it wasn't just the power lines, too. Like my husband, he's got AT&T lines.
Oh, all that was out too.
I'm sure some cable stuff. It kind of took it all out.
Took your Comcast away.
Yeah.
So,
but they were without power. I know. Like
several hours. So I think everything's back up and running this morning.
I'm just glad because there was a guy up on that lift.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that something did not hit him.
Yeah.
It's just
fortunate
amazing that it didn't. Thank goodness nobody was hurt.
Hey, on a national level, I saw this, and this girl just can't catch a break.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she does it herself. She calls, and of course, there's a picture of her backs with no top. It didn't really show anything, but that's out there. But she's accused of slapping the maid. So we'll see that she's She's been allegedly charged with that. Did it happen? It could be somebody wanting to be in the news.
Yeah, somebody the other day, one of my clients, we were talking about Britney Spears, and she said, she went through all that stuff to try to get, a little more freedom. And what she did, first thing she does, go online and post some naked pictures. That's what she said.
It's like,
and I was like, sense. Well, yeah, I mean, really, that wasn't a good move. You're trying to win, or not win, but you're trying to, promote a positive image, I would think.
Right.
That's not the best move, It's just not.
So, and yesterday, boy, the world didn't know how this would turn out. And as always, as you expected, the headline read, Trump supporter threatens U.S. Capitol. The guy that pulled up, now, I don't know where they got that he was a Trump supporter. Maybe he was, and I just don't know it. The guy was 49 years old, pulled up in a pickup truck yesterday morning and threatened him that he was going to explode it, and sat there outside of the Library of Congress, and it was on lockdown for hours. Family member says he has some issues going on. Something's not tick-tocking just right up there in the head. He had a pistol. Whether or not there was an actual bomb in the end, I don't know. He could have just said that, but that really hindered things in the Capitol yesterday.
Yeah.
Don't need to happen.
Yeah, that was not a good move.
So
sure.
hopefully he's been taken
It's
away.
just a good thing that they didn't fire any kind of shots at him, because
normally you take out people like that because it's of the best. And I guess you have to be cautious, because if it is real, it could.
Right. And if he has a gun, I mean, they never.
And you never know if they've got one of those to where if their finger comes off a trigger that it could cause something.
Yeah. Scary.
It is very scary. Let's say some good mornings. We've got some folks starting to stir, joining us. If you hadn't said hello to us yet, let us know where you're watching from. Please do.
Let's see. Elmer Talbert, he's watching this morning. Good morning. He's over the COVID and on the road again.
Well, that's great.
He's sick. So glad that you're better.
Overcame that stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Joy Snowden Godwin, good morning to you, along with Joanne Vanderpool. Good morning.
Bill Reinhardt is waking up in the big city of DeKalb. Let's see, he's going out in Colorado. Be careful there.
Take some pretty pictures and send us some.
Colorado
Because it is pretty. My daughter used to live there for a little while, briefly, and it was some beautiful, beautiful pictures that they sent. But she said she don't care if she ever sees snow again.
I had a friend at this honestly happened. Denver, if you're going to be in that area, little sketchy parts of town, but a guy I know pulled up to a red light and he had his window cracked, and a guy puts his hand in and tries to rob him, and he just rolled the window up with his arm in it and took off with him.
Oh my God.
He did it. He let him go in the end, but he gave him a scare for trying to rob him at a red light. Always think about that now. If you pull up to even here, Jackson, we're
right.
Watch that.
Yeah, don't
the old days of it's
keep
hot.
your windows rolled down. That's right.
Because your purse is laying on the mine, but there are some ladies that have that. But people will try to take it.
I know. Yeah, people are bold. They don't care. Daylight. I mean, just right out in broad daylight. They don't care anymore. But let's see. Terry Shelton, we want to tell you good morning this morning. Terry Carter, good morning from Preston, Mississippi, along with Connie John. She's in Meridian. Good morning.
Sarah Neese is there. Also, Miss Catherine Moore. How are you today? Angela Godungan is up there.
Yes, let's see. Stephen Wanda McKinnon, good morning. Ray Strabeck, he's watching this morning, along with Milton Sable.
Also, let's see. Good morning to... That's Germs Dunnigan. Glad you're back with us today. Steve McKinnon is joining us along with Carol Stamper.
Brian Keith McCary, he says, he corrected me. It is not Lou Dobbs. It's Thomas Dobbs.
Whoops.
Yeah, that was my little mishap this morning.
It's funny, though.
Yeah,
I got to give you credit there.
Yeah, I just got to overlook me sometimes, But Cindy Skipper, good morning to you, along with Sharon Sutherland Johnson. We'll tell you good morning.
Let's see. Brian Troy is up. Also, Angela Sloan joins us, and Miss Shine Pogue over in the big city of Newton, Mississippi today.
Gail Gafford, good morning. And Charlene Etheridge is watching us this morning from Collinsville, Mississippi. Good morning, Miss Charlene. Debbie Furter, she says good morning and have a safe and a happy Friday.
Kathy Thomas is joining in this morning along with Denise Burnside and Wayne Roberts there joining us there. Enjoy your show. And he says, thanks. Wish
Yes.
it would last 2 hours.
Mr. Wayne and Miss Dolores, y'all are so sweet, and we went to church with them, and
Did you?
they're the sweetest people. Yes, good morning, y'all. Jeremiah Johnson, good morning from Seattle, Washington, and Angela Dunnigan, excuse me, says the equipment kids have to wear their mask all day also.
Okay, and I had not gotten any message from Clark County and Equipment School District. So yeah, if you're watching and your school district has something that I haven't mentioned, please shoot us a note so we'll do that. We can post that so we get the word out to everybody what's going on.
Yes. Denise Burnside, let's see. She's making a comment about the arrest. I think,
okay.
of the guy. Yeah. Brian Troy, good morning to you. We have a Twitch watcher, Brimsey99. He says hi, or he or she says hi.
Kim Litchfield Pace joins us there. Let's see here. She says he was captured in Jackson later last night, and I missed that. So glad that happened there.
Yes.
Kim Stewart, thank you, Scruggs, for joining us today.
Let's see. Donna Sue Peebles, good morning to you. Have a safe weekend. She says, y'all gonna have to overlook me this morning. I don't know. I feel like I'm tongue tied. I can't get anything out right. I don't know. Jeannie McKay, good morning from Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Yeah, glad you're there. Jeremiah Johnson, we mentioned him a moment ago there. Also, Charlotte Gray, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Kim Scruggs from Collinsville. And Wanda Mosley joins us also.
Teresa Short, good morning from Lost Gap, Mississippi, along with Miss Barbara Vick is watching this morning, and Linda Jane Lunsford. She says, good morning. Nothing is a surprise to God, and that is true.
Yeah, Terry Shelton, no, I do not have a man purse, nor will I ever own a man purse. I just, I've seen people do that. What do they call that? The Metro, there's a word for that. Metro something that men that tote purses.
Metrosexual.
I don't know what that is, but
I don't know. That's some kind of new term they've come up with. I don't know.
I ain't one of them.
Yeah.
I'm more classified as probably a redneck that's going to tote a wallet. And if I got a piece of paper, I'd rather drop it than tote a purse.
Well, I think I'm a little redneck.
Or satchel. I just, God love you if you want to do that. It ain't for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I carry a purse and a couple of them, a purse in a purse.
What happened to the
I have my little purse in my bigger purse because sometimes I don't want to tote in my big purse if I go in somewhere.
For men, and tell me this because I handle my own. Do they still make briefcases for men? Is that a thing?
I guess.
Or is that gone with the wind also?
You could just call it a satchel. You know how they have those little side, laptop things? They call them like a satchel.
You see, that would be a purse to me. If I have to have something like that, a backpack to where you throw over your shoulder, I can handle that if I had too much junk. But I can't go no satchel. It ain't happening.
Oh, goodness. Shirley Frazier, good morning to you and Mr. Tinker. They are so sweet. They're from, we went to church with them too.
Yeah.
They're at Frazier Grove. Terry Shelton, good morning. And he said something about a man purse.
I lost it there.
Scotty Ray's man purse, LOL, he said.
Let's see. Howard DeBose is watching from Knoxville, Tennessee this morning. Thank y'all for that.
Yes.
John Talbert says, pocket knife? You always got to have a pocket knife with you. Denise Burnside.
Attaché.
Attaché. Oh, that's your little thing where you tote your shaving cream in.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, the attaché case.
I call that what do I call that?
I don't know. I've heard it called an I can't
shaving
spell
bag
it.
or something.
Is that how you spell that?
Attaché. I guess so. Yeah.
Boy, don't y'all put me on no Jeopardy. Make me spell that one out.
I feel like we've missed some people up here, though, up above.
We could.
Did we? Okay.
See something?
Betsy Holly, good morning to you. She's in Sugarlock, Mississippi. John Talbert, good morning from Battlefield. Teresa Burton, she is in Decatur, Mississippi this morning. So good morning.
Yeah, and again, we'd love to hear from you if you're watching to tell us what's shaking in your neck of the woods, too. Today, another big news item that's going to be happening. Biden is going to address the nation. Will this be a fiasco? Will he actually take questions from reporters? And the whole thing is about Afghanistan. It's not about COVID. It's about the mess up that we've got. He snapped at the reporter the other night that asked about the people that were clinging to the plane. What will he answer on this? They've known what they were going to do for quite some time and didn't plan it. So 1 o'clock this afternoon, and I think that's New York time. I'll check into that a little bit later there.
Well, they were warned. They were told that this was going to happen if they went ahead with what they were going to do. And they went ahead anyway.
Now, they claim that they're still going to go back and get the Americans that are there.
But they don't even know where they are or how many there are.
I saw an article where a guy said his wife has contacted him. She's in hiding because they're going door to door already through there, the Taliban, and they're looking for Christians.
Now, see, a decent operation like plan, I would think, would have been to leave the military there, like I've heard them say, get the civilians out first, but have a plan to do that. Like, find out where they are, find out how you're going to do that. I mean, you don't just carelessly and recklessly go in there and go, oh, we're gone,
Right.
And then just kind of leave everybody hanging like, what just happened here? Then that's exactly what they did. But we do have Christians over there, and
they're in jeopardy.
Missionaries. We still have military over there, you know. So
I have to ask this because I glanced at a comment. Have you got a nickname of any sort?
yeah, I do.
And what is it? Can you say it live?
Where did you see a comment?
Well, I'll tell you what it says in a second here, but it's not you. I was just curious if you had one.
My daddy always called me Tootie.
And where did that arrive from?
I don't know. He just always called me Tootie from the time I was like little bitty. I was that was what he called me.
To my knowledge, I've never had a nickname to my face. Now, I may have some behind my back, but I've never had one before.
Yeah.
But somebody brought up someone's real nickname is Goat Lips. And if your nickname is Goat Lips,
Yeah.
how do you come up with that nickname?
I don't know. I don't even know a goat. I mean, look like they even had lips.
But it's just so funny how nicknames stick with people. And a lot of times they're known by that nickname more than they are their given name.
Yeah. But my daddy, that's what he always called me.
Tootie.
Tootie.
That was that little girl that was
He'd go,
on.
hey, Toot, what you doing?
Wasn't it Facts of Life? Wasn't it somebody named Tootie on there? Mm-hmm. So now I got that in my head.
Yeah.
Tootie.
Do I look like a Tootie? I don't know.
You didn't before, but you're starting now to sort of.
Yeah. Remember that song, Don't Mess With My Toot Toot?
I do. You can turn the other way.
Yeah.
Boy, that's been forever since I heard that one. Good morning to David from the Sable community. Thank you for joining in there. Also, let's see here. Distraction is a plan that somebody said is what they're talking about there in Afghanistan. I brought this up earlier this morning. This guy is funny. Did you ever watch Fox, The Five that came on in the afternoon?
I did.
Greg Gutfeld. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, I watch him every night. I mean, he's kind of that sarcastic.
He has taken, I didn't know they moved him to 11 p.m. at night, but he is now the king of talk shows. Really? He has beat Steve Corbin, or if that's how you say his name, and the CBS Late Show. He is now the king of night. He is.
Well,
funny.
I wouldn't call him the king of night. I mean,
You think he's funnier than that?
I don't think he's that funny. I think he's kind of bold in the stuff that he says. He kind of doesn't care what he says. But he makes fun of a lot of different things
the ratings,
that people probably wouldn't touch.
The ratings say he is the king, though.
I don't know.
He's beat him.
But I mean, I watch it every night because I watch Fox News constantly.
But you're up at 11 o'clock?
I don't go to bed at like midnight.
Like 9 o'clock, I got a toothpick trying to hold this eye open to where I can make it here.
I wish I could get in the bed at a decent time, but I don't know.
And who else has that urge right around 9 o'clock sometimes to have a cup of coffee at night? I have to fight that
I used
sometimes.
to do that. I used to do that all the time, but
it's like my first thought in the morning is not I'm going to brush my teeth. It's how soon can I get to the coffee pot?
I'm more like that in the winter because like when I come home from work, my hair goes up in a ponytail or a bun on the top of my head. Yeah. I like to get, ready for bed, my pajamas on and everything. And like late at night after everybody goes to bed, I love to sit with the fireplace on and drink a cup of coffee when it's cool.
But years ago, coffee would keep me awake. Now it's just, man, that's a glass of water.
Yeah, it doesn't keep me awake. I could probably drink a half pot of coffee and it wouldn't keep me awake but I don't sleep well anyway. I think it's that, I don't know, just that age I'm in right now. I hear of a lot of women that don't sleep good, so I don't know.
Wayne Roberts says he's known by his nickname more than Frog.
Frog, yes, Mr. Frog. That's what everybody calls him, is Frog Roberts.
I've always associated that with Smokey and the Bandit. Frog, Sally Field.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Because he was jumping around in the car the whole time.
Look, and at Christmas, sometimes he's got like a longer beard. Kind of looks Santa Claus-ish. Santa Claus-ish. Yeah, but they're sweet, sweet people. Mr. Wayne is the most friendly person you'll ever meet.
Facebook coming out with something new as they are trying to always stay on top of the cutting edge of things. They're coming out with a virtual reality office if you do conference calls. And let me show you the picture here of what this will look like. As you pull this up, it'll be a screen like this. And I guess you can name the people in your group there. And you'll have a picture to look at, and the mouths will move. So a lot to watch that in the coming weeks of what Facebook does. Goodness. You have to, I guess, stay on the cutting edge of things.
I guess you do, yeah.
I guess we could change ourselves to cartoon characters.
Remember when the lady, who was that changed you into a cartoon character?
Oh, yeah.
Said you look like Woody off of Toy Story. She made the eyes look big or something.
It was cute.
It was cute. And then, I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be Jeff, Miss Lewis, wherever you are this morning. Shame on you there. We do pass along, and we hope this guy recovers. Have you seen the headline? I don't watch baseball on TV anymore, but the Oakland A's pitcher, Chris Bassett, was hit in the face with a 100-mile-an-hour ball.
Oh, my goodness. I did not see that.
He's going to have some surgery. He's in the hospital, and I do wish he may recover. I watched the clip of it, and it was ferocious.
Goodness.
I don't even want to imagine being hit by something like that.
Yeah.
But we hope he has a recovery pretty soon there. As we turn our thoughts to grass season, because it's out there, the grass is going to grow. And a lot of folks wanted to know what buttermilk looked like. This is buttermilk on the right here. If you've never met buttermilk and coleslaw in the background there.
Okay.
This is the way you're going to be greeted. And I wanted to point out, this is not your average store that you go to shop at. As you will notice, the bottle of ketchup on the counter.
Right.
It's always there because people come from the Piggly Wiggly.
You might come in with your fries.
Yep, and you need a squirt. They got it on the counter there for you.
That's right.
And they don't do the little packets. They go ahead and put the whole bottle out there for you. Freeman Tractor. Whether you're needing ketchup or you're needing a pair of lawnmower blades, they got it for you there. From, of course, these Exmark lawnmowers, and they've been selling quick. They're down to one right now on the Exmark. Got plenty of Skags. They just arrived. If you're looking for this to cut your grass time in half, see them. They've got one of the real nice ones right now. Tractors, they got 2 on the way here. If you're looking for cabin air, they'll have some more in this week, along with any attachment as we go into deer season. If you're looking for this, whether it's galvanized, boy, this is where it'll last, where it won't rust and fall apart. If you're needing a disc for deer season to break up your patches, they got them. Go by and see them. And rumor is, and let me say rumor, that possibly, may have to call ahead and reserve you one there, but there could be some tillers coming. A lot of people want those.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the bitchies, 60 months financing there. Talk to them about that. Whether you're looking 550, 750 series with winches, navigation. Again, Freeman Tractor, 601-626-8759. Your next lawnmower, tractor, or part is waiting on you there this morning.
First 10 days following an accident are crucial. Insurance companies don't wait. They have a staff of adjusters, attorneys, and investigators collecting information that can be used against you.
Call Richard Schwartz today.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we go up to Broadmoor or North Hills, however you want to say it.
That's right. If you're just in the mood to shop for the day, or if you need a gift for someone, you need to check out Tiffany Blue Decor Boutique. It's located inside the Atrium Mall on Highway 493 in North Hills. She has an array of different things. I mean, she has jewelry, all these cute little cuff bracelets that she has, jackets that have the leopard print and different animal prints on the jackets.
You too can wear a toboggan during August if you run up there today.
That's right. You can at any time of the year. Graphic tees with like Def Leppard. These are cute. And this cute little safari style jacket with the hat. The hats are a big thing this year. I'm seeing all kind of people wearing hats.
And she's got some more hats here I think we're going to show in just a second.
Kiss t-shirt. Really cute graphic t-shirts. Y'all need to go check those out.
And that's from Pour Some Sugar on Me?
Yeah.
Pour Some Pumpkin on Me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Pumpkins. Yeah. In the name of spice.
It took me a moment there.
But see the hats? I need to go get me a hat.
Yeah, you look
think
good.
that's cute.
I wear hats all the time.
I love them. I love these hats. They're really cute. But the tea towels that have little sayings on them, they're really, really cute. Bedding.
20% off this week, too.
That's right. You need to go check it out. Here's some more graphic tees with the Yellowstone the logos on there. Artwork. A lot of this artwork she's done
both
herself.
of these she has.
Yeah, she's done these herself. They're really, really nice. Tiffany Blue Decor Boutique. You need to go in there and check it out. They have a 10% off for military. And you just need to go in 10 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday, and they're closed on Sunday.
See, she'll help you out there. Already Friday, the weekend upon us. We do hope you got something big planned for this weekend. Enjoy yourself, because every now and then you got to have you a break away from everything that's going on, or just you got to reset your clock, so to speak. Let's see here. Big and Rich, John Rich, who is on Fox News nowadays. Of course, he is the big one there. Came to the rescue of Carrie Underwood. They were jumping on her online because she liked an anti-mask tweet she liked from a conservative, and then Twitter turned against her. And he goes, whoa,
I'm so
y'all
sick
back
of
up.
this mess. That's just ridiculous.
Now, what you got to remember about Twitter, it's a lot of people that are probably 16 years old to about 27 that still live with mom and dad that are typing these mean things. It doesn't represent the world. So be careful there of how you take what is said from that platform, because it is highly younger from a lot of people that haven't hit the real world.
And it really doesn't do you any good, because I know this, to really say anything back, because, ignorance comes in all forms. You can't really deal with people who are, just are going to keep on keeping on. People get like this rush, I think, from going online trying to make fools out of people. Really, they do. I mean, there's people out there that troll people's Facebook page, troll all the tweets, and they always want to snip in that little bit of something to try to get under your skin, And
there's the tweet that he put out there in support of her. He said, hey, she's an Okie gal, watch out. So salute there to John Rich for backing her up. So many times people don't, when you're under pressure, under fire, they don't stand behind you. John Rich is that kind of guy.
Well, I'm glad he did. That's a good thing.
Nikki Haley in the headlines today because she's being mocked. And we know her from South Carolina. At one time, she was a governor. She was dogging on the current administration for making a deal with the Taliban or Taliban, however you want to say it. And then people go, wait a minute. Didn't you do the same thing a few years ago? And she did.
Yeah.
So I don't, she's a tough old gal, but I don't particularly trust Nikki Haley in any shape, form, or way. I don't care how it is in government. You've got Democrats, you've got Republicans. Watch both sides.
Yeah. I do think that was a stupid move, and I hate to say the word stupid, but I mean, it's just what it was. Trust in the Taliban.
You don't.
That's crazy. I mean,
they're not going to
deal
stick to
with
the
people
word
like that.
One thing they did do is trust Donald Trump's word when he goes, I'll come and get you if you make a mistake. They did believe that. They no longer have that to worry about there. Have you ever had, well, you don't even have neighbors. You live so far out in the boonies.
I have neighbors. They're just like
5 miles
spread
apart.
out. They're spread out.
Headlines this morning, and I guess in subdivisions you might could have this problem. Meridian, maybe not so much, but the larger cities probably. They had a neighbor, this couple did, that just kept harassing them. Then the neighbor puts up cameras to watch what they're doing so they can call the police and complain about them. So they nipped it in the bud by putting up a clothesline in between them and their neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
Blocked it. I would have probably
They hang a bunch of sheets.
I would have put a fence.
I'd have got me a big old pair of underwear about like this big and put them all the way down.
Granny, they call those granny
panties.
Yeah. Hang them out in the backyard. That'll make them go the other
you
direction.
can find those like, the prank stuff.
Yeah.
The huge. I'd get
I've
the
seen
biggest
them.
ones I could find and hang them all the way down there.
And
I might even write some saying something. I don't know.
But they've been labeled a nosy Karen is the new term that is out there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else is happening today? As we learn a little bit more about, we've seen that picture from Afghanistan of the plane taking off and the two that fell. Those were brothers. I didn't know that until late yesterday afternoon. And it said that they would go out and sell watermelons, and they've done whatever to support the family.
Yeah.
They will not be there. The next headline that we learned, did you see that picture of someone attached to the wheels of the plane?
Well, I didn't see the picture, but yesterday I did hear some tragic stuff about what they found,
It was a young, I believe the boy, he was 19 years old. He's the one that grabbed the landing gear as it was taking off, and he was pulled up. And of course, you freeze to death. He didn't make it. But the headline on that says he was a social influencer, identified somebody. That's bad.
Yeah.
But that's the stories that are coming out of there, the people that wanted out of this. I even heard that the planes took off. They were supposed to have 8,000, only had 2,000, and they aborted and took off. Now, could that number be a little off? It could be.
Right.
I don't have exact numbers on that.
But they're keeping people if I'm correct, they're keeping people from going to the
Shelter in
airport.
place, don't come. Is what I've.
Well, but then people are trying to get to the airport and they're not allowing them
the
to pass.
Taliban has got it blocked.
They're not allowing them to.
And-
There was a video of an American trying to get past them, and they were like shoving him back and like almost beating them with their thing on their gun. And
Yeah, I saw an interview with a guy who says you walk up on that. He goes, "Are you going to show your American passport to those guys who have guns that don't like America?" He goes, "Are you going to show that?" And he goes, "You just kind of ease back and get away from it."
this morning I heard that they were going door to door, and anybody who had any kind of connection to helping the American military while they were over there, they're hanging these people.
Yeah.
So how do you trust somebody that says they're going to allow you to get your Americans out of the country? You know, they were
Agreed.
trusting them, but then yet they're doing that. You can't trust people like that.
No, you can't. Well, over the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, they're wide open. They opened up about, hour and a half ago there. About 7:30 they opened up, and they've got a bunch of pine straw. And you better hurry to get you some because it's been traveling fast. If you need some of this for your plants, come by. They'll fix you up with that today. And we've talked about here as they get ready there in the gift shop. They've got a lot of things that you can come by and choose from to make your house look good as we head into our next one is going to be Halloween. Fall season.
I know.
That's not far off.
I used to do all kind of decorating, but I don't do as much anymore. But I love to
Got to
look
put
at
some
it.
step in your pep, girl.
I know. I need to ramp it back up.
If you too would like to know what goes on in front of your house while you're not there, get you a deer camera and place in front of your home. It captures anything that goes on. You could even have it set to where it comes to your phone. That is one of the newest cameras that they've developed. You can either take the SD card out or have it sent to your phone. However you want to do it, you know what's happening around your home at all times. Boots, as we go into hunting season there, we've got a bunch of Georgia boots, mud boots. You pick even the new deck boots if you're needing this. If you do a lot of power washing, want to keep your feet dry, yeah, that'll help. Also, the triple grip. You can get corn, roasted soybeans, and peanuts in this. Deer love that. Yeah.
And the raccoons.
Coons, yeah, you got to keep your coons well fed.
That's right. Yeah.
Flashlights, if you're needing one of these, go by. They've got a lot of brands that are handy that'll take care of you there, including your pets, anything that you need from them, and to getting rid of those flies and all those other insects that come bother you. Seed, feed, guns, corn, they've got it for you there, and ammo at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151 off the interstate.
I'm Richard Schwartz. If you've been in an auto accident, don't hesitate to call for legal help. Remember, the first 10 days following an accident are crucial. I am Richard Schwartz, and I'm here to help you.
Call Richard Schwartz today.
And welcome back. As we go back, and I want to show a few pictures. It's not a lot that went on today in the history books, but I wanted to throw up what I did know. Jim Reeves, better known as the gentleman Jim Reeves, was born on this date back in 1923. We talked about him a couple weeks ago. He'll Have to Go, Turn the Jukebox Down, one of the greatest country songs there ever was. He was great. Memory of an Old Christmas Card. Anybody remember that?
Yes.
This guy, you remember the scene that Dick, what was it? Was it Dick Van, what was his name? Dick, it wasn't Dick Van Dyke. It was a little short guy that was on the Mary Tyler Moore show that was, had the show that had Larry and his other brother Larry, Bob Newhart.
Oh, yeah. Bob Newhart. Yeah.
The Gatlins almost remind me of that. It's Rudy's birthday today, but I have never heard Rudy say anything.
Well, I know now who Rand Paul reminds me of.
Who?
This guy in the middle.
Larry
when he was young.
Gatlin?
Yes.
He does, now that you bring that up.
I mean, he is an older version of Rand Paul.
You're right.
Every time I've looked at him, I'm like, who does he remind me of? Larry Gatlin.
But it's Larry, and his other brother Larry,
Right,
because they do not get to talk. Any interview, it's always Larry.
Yeah.
If you'll remember, All the Gold in California is in a bank in Beverly Hills in somebody else's name. One of their big hits there. Houston, which I absolutely did not like, but that song was a major hit. Means I'm one step closer to you.
I used to love listening to him, though.
They were good.
That's the old country.
As we get into 1965, I don't care who you are, whether you listen to country or rock and roll, you know this song because it was number one on this tape. Can't Get No Satisfaction.
The good one.
You can't help but hum that. That guy, he was a strange looking little fella there.
He was.
1982, a guy from Mississippi, as a matter of fact, he was from over in the Brandon area, wrote a song called Close Enough to Perfect. Alabama gets their hands on it, and, well, it's released upon this date. And, boy, you want to talk about a song.
It was a good song.
Don't you worry about my woman or what you think she ought to be. Woo.
She's close enough to perfect.
Boy, I love that
me.
song.
That's right.
If you get a chance today, go back and listen to that. You can find it on those Spotify or whatever music you listen
Yeah.
to. But I really like that. It was a sad day in American history on this date, 1989.
I remember this.
The
This is
trial went on
horrible.
for. How could you do this?
Awful. And they don't even look, this is in the court. Do they even look remorseful?
No.
They look like, I mean, look, they just look evil.
Now, am I remembering correctly? Weren't their parents millionaires? Weren't they?
They were
worth-
rich, I think, yes.
Now, common sense would tell you that you would inherit that or your parents would help you along the way. I don't know whether it was drugs. I literally don't remember what made them do that.
Yeah, I don't either. That was just horrible.
But kill both of their parents.
I mean,
That's
it was a
evil.
brutal killing too. I
Mm-hmm.
think from what I remember, and and I want to say somebody like dated one of them in prison,
really?
like was writing them and was trying to date them or something. People
Have one of
do
those
that
visits.
kind of stuff. They are odd.
Did you
Those
ever-
people that write people and start dating them out of prison? I mean,
Did you ever watch the TV show or movie Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh. Where he comes home, he's a TV star and he comes home to the family reunion and he wants to be bigger than everybody else. And his sister whoops him. And anyway, she's been pen paling dudes in prison and he makes fun of it and she forevermore whoops him. That is
goodness.
funny. I can't remember that little guy's name that was in it, but he's a funny comedian.
Yeah.
Get a chance. Hey, I remember this from a kid from Saturday mornings, and they always said that you really made it as a actor or a singer if you got to be on Scooby Doo and they done a cartoon of you, and she did. Phyllis Diller.
Phyllis Diller. I remember her, from when I was younger too, and she always had
Had a
that
cigarette.
that hair. It was always we always like joked about Phyllis Diller.
She passed away upon this date back in 2012. We lost another in 2017, and of course he was a great comedian, but he done so much to help others as
Yeah.
well. Jerry Lewis passed away back in 2017. He was 91 years old. He done The Nutty Professor first, and done a lot with Dean Martin. Didn't he do that? Am I not mistaken?
I'm not sure if he did any stuff with it. He probably did though.
It
you know
seems
more about
like
stuff than I do, but he was a funny guy. He was kind of.
I know a little bit, but some things just don't stick with me.
I don't know. I remember, didn't he go through a phase where he was kind of like rude and stuff though in real life? I don't
Maybe
know. I don't know.
That I don't know.
I can't.
I just know Dean always had a glass in his hand at
Oh,
all
yeah.
times, and may have had a little influence from that. I saw this in the news, and you would think that this would have started happening earlier. But as we go to, what city is this? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A federal judge says, no, you're not. And we've all seen this in the news where they were going to rip down Christopher Columbus. It's been there 144 years, and she goes, no, you cannot do it. It cannot be removed. It's illegal what you're trying to do.
Good. I'm glad somebody stands up for stuff like that. Because the whole thing about removing all this, that's the most ridiculous mess.
I know.
And I don't care. I mean, people can agree or not agree or what. It's ridiculous. What are you trying to prove other than, oh, look what I can do? I mean, it's not proving anything. It's not
Right.
changing anything.
And
It's
the weird
just
thing about the Southland is
crazy.
there were laws, and most of the southern states protect any monument, and they did it anyway. What happens on down from this? Will this head to the Supreme Court? These have to be put back with a. I don't know the answer to this.
I think they should have to put every one of them back.
They were in front of the White House trying to. If you remember the pictures of them trying to tear down Jackson's statue. Please, this is America. We don't
Well,
act
people
that way.
getting like, in trouble for flying the American flag is what just floors me.
I don't.
Flags, because look how many flags we have flying everywhere,
know.
that maybe offend somebody, but they fly them anyway,
Multicolored flags.
suck it
but
up.
That's
and
okay.
Move on.
Yeah, you're right on that American flag.
It's a symbol of the freedom of our country. I mean, and it's just a symbol of our country. Why would you even have opposition of somebody?
And I know most people that are watching that it clicks in your mind, that Merle Haggard song. When you're running down our country, man, you're walking on the fighting side of me.
That's right.
There's a lot of Americans that feel that way. Don't tread on me.
That's right.
Be proud of where you're from, because this is the greatest nation, regardless of where we got our flaws or not. It is the greatest nation upon this earth, and I'm glad to be about it. We want to say thank y'all for coming back once again. Believe it or not, an hour has flown by.
I know. It's flown right on by, But we've enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah.
And we enjoy y'all's comments every day, and just enjoy you watching the show. Thank you so much. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Y'all have a great weekend. We're coming back. We're threatening you. Yep, we're coming back Monday morning, 8 a.m., and we'll be here. Thank y'all so much.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by